we're going to go over a few blow dry techniques followed by a live demo round brush technique. So first I'm going to show you a flat wrap technique, which is typically applied to blow drying the bangs or the top of the hair and getting it all to lay forward. So I'm just focusing the paddle brush right on the top of the head, and I'm going crisscross motion and blow drying the hair forward. Then what I'll do, if I have some cowlicks and really strong growth patterns, is section off the front of the bangs and then repeat that back and forth motion, focusing the air from the blow dryer, basically blow drying down the front of the face as I'm showing here, and back and forth. And so you can use a paddle brush, and if you're really dealing with stubborn curly hair, use this boar bristle brush. You can use a round brush if it's got the natural hair, or really fine nylon bristles help as well. So the same procedure repeated for long hair. You can see the motion is just a lot more followed through, so it's a longer motion in the hair because you're compensating for the length. But again, it's that same back and forth motion. This is called flat wrapping. So what it does is it allows the hair to go in the direction that you're blow drying it. So in this case, it's all going forward. So I'm blow drying the hair basically all in the same direction by pulling and stretching it in various directions. Then what I'll do at the end is I will blow dry it in the direction I want it to lay, which in this case is forward. And if I do this side blow dry here, it gives a little bit of a bend, so it allows my cutting the layers, which I'm going to do after, to be more visible. So I'm showing you blow drying techniques that prep the hair for cutting. So when we move through the top, it's the same. Have the person that you're doing this on tilt their head forward slightly so you can get their hair forward. If you're doing it away from the face, then have them tilt their head backwards slightly. So you can go in either direction, but this helps the hair to lay how you want it. It's good for very, very curly hair. Again, if it is very curly hair, use a brush that has tighter packed bristles, such as nylon bristles or natural boar hair bristles. In this case, I'm just using a paddle brush, so her hair is just a little frizzy. The paddle brush is going to help that. But I'm still going to follow through with my round brush. You can see the hair is laying quite nicely. I got some volume going in the front because I blow dried her hair forward, so that's a trick to get volume. Now what I'm doing with the round brush is to really get that hair even more smooth. So I'm just using the round brush on the ends now, and this is a natural boar hair round brush, and some of them also have nylon bristles. And I'm using a medium heat, which I've indicated on my blow dryer, because when we're working this close to the hair, you don't want to use a really hot temperature on your blow dryer. You can see that as I'm round brushing the hair, I'm using the nozzle to direct the hair onto the brush. So if it's really hot, that's how you'll burn the hair. So turn the blow dryer to a medium or a little bit of a cooler setting and allow the nozzle to direct the hair onto the brush, which I'm showing. And I just pull the brush through, and I do spin the brush towards the end, but we're going for a very smooth look. So as I get through the end here, you can see that I'm pulling the ends to smooth them, but I'm not trying to get curl in the end. So I'm going for more smooth. So I just do a little bit of spinning, and I pull the round brush through nice and slow. I work from the roots to the mid shaft to the ends. That's a good blow dry, a round brush blow dry. You focus on the roots first, get those nice and blow dry, get them smooth, then work through the middle, and then pull the brush all the way from roots to ends, and then spin the brush through the ends, directing the hair with your nozzle. That's why you get a nozzle with your blow dryer. It allows you to direct the hair onto the brush like I'm doing here with this one. It's not as easy when you don't have the director on it. or the nozzle. So again, with my round brush, I'm just round brushing the hair forward. You can round brush it backwards, you can pull it straight up and round brush it. Each effect is going to be different. However, for this mannequin head, I'm prepping it for a layered haircut, which I show in a different video, and I want that hair all nice and smooth and blow dried forward. And again, I'm using a lower heat, which I've just indicated on my blow dryer as a reminder. Now I'm just going to show you quickly on the top how I blow dry round brush the top. I like volume in the top, I always do, and I like the hair to lay back behind the crown. So when I take my round brush, a little side note about the round brush section is about the width of the round brush itself, which I've indicated here. So now when I'm blow drying volume into it, I want to over direct the hair very far forward, and I want to get the hair at the scalp very hot. So this is another reason why you want that nozzle on, because it allows you to direct the air right onto that hair without burning the scalp. And again, I'm using a medium hair temperature, so a medium temperature on the blow dryer so that I don't burn their scalp and burn the hair at the roots. So I'm round brushing this hair nice and slow. I want a lot of the heat concentrated right on the roots because that's where I want the volume. So once I get that in there, I can work on the mid shaft, pulling through like before, and then just spin the ends to smooth the ends out. The little trick that you can do at this point is if you want the volume really high in the top, you can roll your brush in and blast it with the cold air on your blow dryer. That's what the cold air shot is for. So I'm rolling it. You can let that brush sit in there if you want, or you can hold it, shoot it with the cold air, unroll it, and then you'll get some nice volume lifted off the crown. You can do a whole blow dryer like that. I just wanted to show you a couple of sections just so you can get an idea. And now we're moving on to the actual round brush blow dry, where I'm doing it on a live model and I'm just doing those round brush layers. We're going to cut her hair after, so I'm just prepping it for cutting layers. So I'm round brushing her hair as per before, working on the roots, getting the roots lifted, pulling the brush through the mid shaft and then through the ends. But this time I want a little bit of curl through her ends. So I'm really spinning that hair around, getting it nice and hot, and then twisting it at the end. What that twisting is gonna do is it's just gonna give it a little bit of curl. And it doesn't really matter the direction that you blow dry the hair. The reason why I'm blow drying it forwards here is because she has some baby hairs around the face that I'm trying to smooth out. So you can blow dry those forward, and that's not gonna affect that curl. If you want the hair to be directed off her face, you can just curl it with the brush how I did it previously and roll it away from the face after you do the ends, and then you can see I've rolled it away from the face. So working in the back here, we're not trying to get a lot of volume, I'm just getting smoothness. The volume I like to have through the top. And as I work it through the crown here, I'm gonna over direct the hair quite far forward and really get that volume in there. Again, I'm using medium heat because the nozzle and the air is so close to her hair that it's gonna be hot at that blow dryer and brush point anyways. And when you're working the top, you really have to elevate your arms there to get those ends nice and smooth and get that volume in there. And again, you can use your brush, roll that hair around the brush and hit it with your cold shot and set the volume and the curl a little bit more with the cold shot of your blow dryer. That's a really handy thing to use. We are prepping the hair for cutting, so that's going to remove a lot of the volume if I spent a lot of time blow drying volume in her hair. So for this blow dry, I'm focusing on getting it smooth and having the hair lay in the direction that I want it to lay to prep it for the layers we're going to cut on it after. But round brushing and flat wrapping are two techniques I use all the time, especially on kids' hair. I always do a quick little round brush on a kid's hair before I layer it, and this is why I wanted to touch on those blow drying techniques before we move on to the second part of the cut. And you can see she's nice and ready for her layers, or just you've given your kid a nice style for school or their pictures or whatnot. So enjoy and get creative with your blow drying and use some products. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the further training videos on our website, kidshairacademy.com, and add yourself to our private Facebook group. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the learning, community, and support. Thank you so much.